Welcome to the Canopy Roads Baptist Church podcast. Our mission is to develop fully devoted followers of Christ. Our church is on a journey through the book of Psalms, reading and meditating on one psalm every day. And on today's episode, we have Terri Hall reading Psalm 9.
Okay, so we're looking at Psalm 9 today. Psalm 9 says, "I will give thanks to the Lord with all my heart. I will tell of all thy wonders. I will be glad and exult in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, O Most High. When my enemies turn back, they stumble and perish before thee. For thou hast maintained my just cause. Thou dost sit on the throne judging righteously. Thou hast rebuked the nations. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast blotted out their name forever and ever. The enemy has come to an end in perpetual ruins, and thou hast uprooted the cities. The very memory of them has perished. But the Lord abides forever. He has established his throne for judgment, and he will judge the world in righteousness. He will execute judgment for the peoples with equity. The Lord also will be a stronghold for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. And those who know thy name will put their trust in thee. For thou, O Lord, hast not forsaken those who seek thee. Sing praises to the Lord who dwells in Zion. Declare among the peoples his deeds. For he who requires blood remembers them. He does not forget the cry of the afflicted. Be gracious to me, O Lord. Behold my affliction from those who hate me. Thou who dost lift me up from the gates of death, that I may tell of all thy praises. That in the gates of the daughter of Zion I may rejoice in thy salvation. The nations have sunk down in the pit which they have made, in the net which they hid. Their own foot has been caught. The Lord has made himself known. He has executed judgment in the work of his own hands. The wicked is snared. The wicked shall return to Sheol, even all the nations who forget God. For the needy will not always be forgotten, nor the hope of the afflicted perish forever. Arise, O Lord, do not let man prevail. Let the nations be judged before thee. Put them in fear, O Lord. Let the nations know that they are but men. In Psalm 9, verse 4 says, "Thou hast maintained my just cause." This really struck me when I thought about, how do I know what's my just cause? Literally, it means my right and my cause. So how do we know that our cause is just? Well, a standard is required. There has to be a standard on which we base our understanding of what just looks like. The Supreme Court of the United States is charged with judging according to the standard of the Constitution. So where do we find our standard as Christians? Verse 10 says, "Those who know thy name will put their trust in thee." You know, in ancient times, names were very descriptive, something we've kind of lost these days. Names often embody the very character of the bearer. If we truly know God's name, we should know his truth, our standard. But how do we know God's truth? How do we know him by name? He left us his word. So by studying and absorbing his word and by letting it direct our lives, we find out God's name. We understand who he is and what his standard looks like. As we continue to study Psalms, I challenge you to do more than just read the words. Determine how those words should direct your life as a Christ follower, how they should be reflected in your name, the very essence of who you are.
We hope this message was encouraging to you. If you would like this kind of content delivered directly to you, consider subscribing to our channel. If you'd like more information about our church, please visit us on the web at canopyroads.org. And thanks for listening to the Canopy Roads Baptist Church podcast.